you how nice you smell.
You haven't, but pretty much everyone else up there and next door have. Can you do that for me?
You do smell delicious. What is it?
Africa.
Oh!
Piss.
Yeah, it's Friday, isn't it?
Busy morning.
It's a busy morning.
That's why the news is late. Golden showers all round today in the Cultaholic offices. TGIF.
TGI Wrestling News. What's this?
Willy, isn't it?
Oh.
Weird.
Keep all that in, Owen. Keep all that in. We have the real reason that Adam Page is off AEW television. A released WWE star is announcing an Indy comeback. And the WWE Madison Square Garden main event has been revealed. We'll talk about it in a bit. Cowboy Sheesh! Why isn't Adam Page doing All Out?
Stop shouting at my face. Stop shouting at my face.
Why isn't he doing All Out, Adam? This is why we only do this once every 3 months.
Well, PW Insider have revealed the reason for Adam Page's absence. For those wondering about Hangman Page, PWInsider.com is told that the plan was always for him to take time off for family time in advance of his first child being born. So congratulations there. To me, this doesn't really take anything away from the storyline. Like, it's one of the best built storylines in recent memory in pretty much all of wrestling. Like, long-term storytelling, it's supreme, isn't it? And I don't think that Kenny needs to drop the belt too soon. I'd be happy with them dragging it out, if you will, until like next year even.
I don't want it now. I'm glad.
I agree, actually. I agree.
Glad. Like, because there's the thrill is in the chase, and there's still a bit more chase to be chased, to be choose, if you will. And I think there's more matches for Kenny Omega to have as AEW champion.
Yeah.
That we can, you've got a few noteworthy people coming into the company. That's right, QT Marshall getting a push again soon. And there's a few more matches that Omega should definitely have before he drops that belt to Adam Page. I do think the next time that Page and Omega meet, that Page should beat him.
First time. As in the next time. Yeah, right.
I feel like we're right at the end of the rope here, and it's perfect. I'm happy we're right at the end of the rope. But there's no more rope after that.
I'm not sure.
No,
I think I disagree here. I think you can get 2 matches out of them. I think you could have loads of Kenny's mates, sort of like an Attitude Era, all the shenanigans in the world. Costing Adam his shot on the night. He takes them out one by one and then sets his sights on Adam Page one more time. Kicks out of the Angel.
I feel like we run the risk, because WWE do this, they've done this in the past, and we chastise them for it, where they just want to eke out one more pay-per-view, and by the time they do, the one that comes to mind for me, off the top of my brain, because I am a fan of a certain vintage, Goldberg SummerSlam 03.
Yeah.
Should have won the chamber. They strung it out to Unforgiven, and by that point it's like, oh no, not bothered. Like, you should have had Goldberg just mow through everybody, win the bout in the chamber. Should have done it there. I think.
You don't think it would just make people want it that little bit more?
I think people want it enough.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think people want it enough. I think you run the risk of the peas are on the boil. You run the risk of leaving them on the boil too long, and the peas start falling out over the top and ruining the hob.
That old expression.
WWE in the news today, as they are, there's more plans to make cuts and changes to behind the scenes and beyond. So the Observer reporting that the idea of starting an Evolve-like promotion and having a weekly 1-hour show done for Peacock hasn't been talked about amidst the budget cutting. This is potentially the end of their plans to do Evolve. We talked, I'm sure, before the world shut down a second time. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you and I sat here, and there was conversation about Evolve filming a show.
Yeah, it looked like that was
in like a
the
warehouse, a la Progress.
I've got the feeling that Peacock just aren't especially bothered about the extra content. Like, they've got the historical stuff on there, but they seem to, like WWE, when they were just running the network in the US, they were throwing so much content at it, but that's been pretty scaled down since the Peacock deal happened, and I think this is part of it. Maybe they just don't think the viewership that program would get is worth it.
And also, if WWE are sort of tightening up their product, the whole reason for Evolve in the first place is that there was so many names on NXT that they like, we need an NXT for NXT, and that's kind of what Evolve was going to be. But NXT is going back just to being the developmental territory again, so you don't necessarily need it.
Not to mention Evolve, they're all midgets anyway, aren't they, in the words of Vince McMahon, before that gets clipped.
Short. Yeah, they're all too short as far as they're concerned. One of those guys who was going to be part of a system like that is Alex Zane, Ari Sterling, as he was known. He was one of the guys let go when it was that week where they let go a whole bunch of guys from 205 Live.
Yeah, I looked at the 205 Live roster page. And there were yeah, that's the one.
I've got it right here.
There were four listed, right? One of them is the Brian Kendrick, who is believed to have been retired. Two of them were basically on NXT now. There is one full-time member, one full-time member of the 205 Live roster, Ikeman Jiro.
He's just fighting himself, Jiro's.
Poor bastard. I looked at the show page and I was like, I don't recognise half these names on there. Odyssey Jones.
Oh yeah, he's a well-known cruiserweight.
Yeah, right. He was on there a few. What is that brand?
They did. I mean, in their defence, they did highlight that and say, "Oh, it's a special exception for the breakout tournament." But also, it's one of those.
You don't have a roster.
That's
an excuse. That's not. That's nothing but an excuse.
If you had a full roster, you do Odyssey Jones somewhere else as opposed to on 205 Live. So Alex Zane was one of those guys that was hired to be part of 205 Live and beyond. He was let go. He's making his return to GCW as part of Highest in the Room on September the 17th in LA, where all the celebrities live. It was his last match. The last match he had in the Indies was with GCW. He lost to Tony Deppen. It was a really emotional affair because
it was big.
Big Tony Deppen.
Yeah, it was like it felt like a big deal, and then it goes over to WWE. He had 9 televised matches. 9, and then he's out the door.
He was on, like as a downside guarantee, because I'd like to find out how much he was on, then divide it by 9 to see how much he made per match.
Yeah, he would have made it. Yeah,
he could have made a
Bunsen burner, nice little earner.
Becky Lynch trademark. This is just a little thing we're chucking in. WWE filed this week with the US Patent and Trademark Office, which is the noise cowboys make when they get rid of their chewing tobacco.
I'm just going to talk over you when you start doing them now, Tom.
That's fine, mate. Becky Lynch's The Man has been filed for a new trademark, just to give that an update. She's back any time now.
Yeah, she's going to be backstage at least at SummerSlam, but she's been backstage for various Raws, SmackDowns, pay-per-views recently. We don't know if she's going to be on the show. I think it's a nice time for her to come back. The belief is that she's going to go into a program with Charlotte Flair. Is that something you want to see? They make magic together. The match is always great. We've just seen it enough times. I want to go to SmackDown and do Bianca. That's
a good shout to do the Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch match is quite a nice shout.
I'd love to see that.
That'd be amazing scenes. But yeah, the Charlotte one, I think, because obviously they're teasing it, like the crowd were willing for that to happen. It comes back to a conversation about being burnt out on Charlotte Flair, and it's not fair. We rag on her enough in videos. We're shouting this one. Becky Lynch means she's back, I think, pretty much any time now. Looking ahead, finalement, to the 10th of September, WWE return to their home away from home, Madison Square Garden. And they've revealed the main event for that show is going to be a 6-man tag. John Cena and the Mysterios taking on Roman Reigns and the Usos. This lends some water to the fact that John Cena's going to stick around after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I feel like he maybe just wants to do one more in MSG. You've got to believe that this is probably Cena's last, touring return, isn't it? He'll come back for matches in the future, no doubt, but I don't think he'll be going city to city. So this is maybe a bit of a send-off for him. He did recently say in an interview that WWE approached him and said, oh, you can come back for a few shows, do the SmackDowns leading up to SummerSlam, and that's it. And Cena said, no, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this properly. God bless John Cena.
Good for him throwing himself into it. I think we had a chat upstairs in the office, and a few of the lads said, why are they all dark main events with John Cena? And I said, well, because you're at a point where you're trying to sell people to pack out the arenas, and what better way to do it than by going, the only way to see John Cena is to be here live.
Yeah, right.
Come see us live to see John Cena farewell Yellow Brick Road. It's the name of the Elton John tour. You knew that already, though. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
Certain age, lad of a certain age. You mentioned it earlier.
With certain vintage.
Yes, exactly.
Saturday night's Matthew event tomorrow night on twitch.tv/Cultaholic. He's been playing Sonic Adventure, and it has been an absolute treat. Also, all the lads reunited back on the podcast this week. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm doing news.
And what are you doing at 6 p.m. today?
Oh, it's Love You By Friday! Hey!
By Friday. Special
It's a
time tonight.
special late edition because I'm doing lots of other things. So we're doing a late one tonight. You and I, live calls.
Give him a call. Bother him.
Bother me. Bother me.
Call him and bother him.
This is the new Roman Reigns.
Can I ruin your show?
You won't, mate. I ruin
6 p.m. tonight. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. Give Tom a ring. Say whatever you want.
I've ruined your company. It's only fair. It's only fair that you ruined the show. Have a splendid weekend. Stay safe. I love you.
Sorry.